Set here kicking tires. Joey, in his 3 years in Cup so far, how much have you seen Harrison Burton grow as a driver, and does he remind you of your early days?
In some ways, yes and no. I definitely see some similarities there. Harrison, I think everyone's said a lot of good things about Harrison this week. But I'd say as a person probably is what stands out the most to me about his character throughout the last 3 years. I get to witness it firsthand. Not many people get to see that. I sit next to him on the airplane, when we get done with every race, if we're not driving like this weekend, but most of the time I sit next to him. And, there's a lot of emotions after a race. Typically I have a hard time dealing with a lot of them, to try to get over it quickly. And he always seems to have an upbeat attitude. It always impresses me. I'm like, man, he's happy. Now I'm sure it affects him. He just has a way of dealing with these things really, really well. And he really lets that attitude go through his whole team, right? It's something that, as a leader, it's hard to do, right? Because you care so much and you get frustrated. It's hard to keep a positive attitude on everything you do. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But as a driver, your emotions, your reactions radiate through the whole team. Where he does always an amazing job at staying positive and upbeat and keeping everybody, ready for the next weekend. And I think that's why everyone was so excited to see him win last week. There's not many times in my career can I actually say I was like brought to tears of joy for watching someone else win. You know what I mean? And actually seeing that last week and seeing Jeff in there with him, that was one of the coolest things I've seen in our sport.
Seen Harrison grow as a person and as a driver over the last 3 years.
Yeah, I definitely have. It's been fun to be teammates with him and watch him grow. And I've always pulled for him. Obviously, I knew his family. I've known his family for a long time, the Burtons. From Jeff and Ward and Jeb and Harrison. And he's definitely grown. And I know things haven't really gone his way. I don't think they've gone the way he would have liked to have. Gone the last few years, but he works really hard. He's just overall a nice kid from a great family, and I was super happy for him last week. It was nice to be able to share some of that, with Leonard, Eddie and Leonard were there, and John and Bullens and everybody. So he's definitely grown. I hope he lands somewhere really good next year because he deserves it, and we'll find out.
Why'd you make a point of being in victory lane for so long with the Woods, that entire team?
Yeah, it was just a rare, thing that I was really lucky to be part of their 99th. And I remember being there in Victory Lane in Pocono with Eddie and Len. And a lot of those guys on that team were on my car. Bullens was my crew chief then. Kirk Holmquist, he was the car chief. Grant was the engineer. And they still are there, and then there's a few other guys who, were there as well, mechanics and things like that. So, I don't know. I just thought to have a 99 100 there, especially with all those guys I worked with and love the Wood brothers, and I didn't have anywhere to go. We were going to wait on them anyway. So I was like, well, I'll just come hang here for an hour or so and just kind of relive it, try to make a memory that's going to last for a long time. And it was cool. I was the beer scavenger too, so I was happy I was able to bring something to the table when I got to Victory Lane.